Hi, hello, it's me and who? Winnie. Winnie's sleeping under my jacket in my bed. Now, often enough, when I'm making YouTube videos, I often just make YouTube videos about whatever the fuck I have been studying the last couple of weeks, and or ongoing topics I've been studying for the last several years. If you don't know, I really enjoy knowing all the knowledge. I truly believe that it is one of the greatest gifts and rights we have as a human race. And so, quite often, when I have questions, I look up the questions in curiosity of wanting to know, and then maybe I'll watch like 10,000 YouTube videos about it. And then maybe I'll make a couple YouTube videos about it for that month. This video has already pissed me off. If you don't know, since I was a little girl, I've adored crowns. I love crowns. If you also don't know, when I was a little girl, my favorite gift I ever got, and to this day, was a Crayola crown melter, circa 2009 version, and I still have her. I still use her. I fucking adore her. And yes, she's missing a bunch of shit, but I know how metal works, so I will be making molds to make more crowns for my art. Partially because crowns can't decompose. Once a crown is made, it's here for kind of forever. Oh, when he just threw the hood off her head. But in that same breath, what are crowns made of? Crowns are mainly made out of a byproduct of the gas and oil industry, if you don't know already. And actually, I'm pretty fucking mad. Because not only is that insane, granted, it's a non-toxic substance to our knowledge, but they're putting something that's a byproduct of the oil and gas industry into something made for children to use. And I get it. Crowns were made in like 1910, 1890 something. Somewhere in that time period. And it was made by a couple guys and and one of the dude's French wife. That is an actual story. Go look into who made crowns. There's a wonderful video if you actually just look it up on YouTube. That's one of the first videos that talks about discontinued crowns, actually. But in that same breath, we can't use beeswax. We don't have enough. We shouldn't be using plastics. But we also probably shouldn't be fucking using a byproduct from the oil industry. Me, like many children. Okay, I'm a grown adult now. This was like when I was like 6, okay? Leave me alone. I ate crowns. You know why I ate crowns? Because it was non-toxic. Granted, I also had a lot of fucking issues. I was a very scared child. And so often I would eat things that were non-toxic and hope that it would do something. But that's my own drama. In that same breath, now knowing as an adult what crowns are made of, I'm a little very concerned. Because last week, not even last week, like less than a week ago, I looked up what's a byproduct of crowns. They said petroleum. What's a byproduct of petroleum? Oil. They're all a byproduct of each other. And while, yes, we should be using it, maybe not on fucking crowns and in our skincare, considering we should use it because it's a byproduct and we can't just let a byproduct sit around and take up space and risk harming someone. We should also maybe not be putting in things like, oh, I don't know, my fucking cold cream. I was reading the back of my cold cream. I love my cold cream. If you don't know, you should be wearing cold cream. There's petroleum in this. There's petroleum in fucking Vaseline. There's petroleum in everything. And they can say it's non-toxic. It's still a byproduct of oil. Rounding back to the whole crown thing, I looked it up a minute ago. They would not tell me directly what petroleum was a byproduct of. And I'm talking about Google. Yes, I still use Google, okay? We're in hell, okay? I can't do everything. I already bury things in my yard and compost and garden and fuck time. I have 40 tomato plants, for God's sakes. Leave me alone. So I looked it up because I was like, I want to double check that I didn't make this up. You know, that never happens. They wouldn't tell me. Well, they told me that petroleum's in crowns. They would not really directly tell me where petroleum comes from. And maybe it will for you. It did not for me. And my phone's filled with me learning stuff about crowns and the crown industry and petroleum and all this stuff. And so that's creepy. Creepy that told me last week, but it wouldn't tell me 20 minutes ago. What in hell? So, on that insane note, 5 minutes into this very long video. Hi, I'm Mifa, if you already don't know my name. Isn't it lovely? I do look like this often. And yes, I do have the sun on my head. Let's talk about crowns. Okay, let's also talk about the crown industry. The crown industry takes up a lot of room, right? They also take up a lot of power. And in that note, the earth is so fucking hot at the moment that truly, summer's rolling around, and if you have children or you like crowns or literally anything involving crowns, put crowns in a muffin tin and put them outside. I'm not joking, I did that my entire childhood before I had this fucking crown melter. And even when I had this crown melter, you'll get little disc of crowns. They're very cute and fun. But if you are like me and you have, I don't know, a pair of scissors and pliers, take a Dr. Pepper can and literally just make it into a fucking triangle. These are a bunch of crown nubs from other crowns I've melted down throughout the years that I got more than likely secondhand and or collected from things like school. I'm not talking about that. No one wants to play with fucking broken crowns, okay? And so I took the hot plate from the crown melter and I melted it and then I broke the lock. I'm not telling you how. I'm not telling you how. It's very simple. But also I know children watch my stuff unsupervised sometimes, so I'm not telling you how I broke the lock to get into the hot, don't touch machine that then I took a pair of pliers and very hot wax and poured into a metal thing. I'm not telling you how I broke the lock. You can figure it out on your own. It's easy. Once you actually comprehend how the machine works. But I did that because I don't have the crown mold anymore. You know why? Because it's old. And so I made my own mold out of a Dr. Pepper can. And I held it up in between glass jars and or the top to my paint lid, and I poured the wax in here, and then when it was dry, I did a little break and a little wiggle. It's literally a boat shape ish. So if you want to make them, that's what I did. You could probably do the same exact thing in the fucking sun. People say global warming doesn't matter because the Earth has a history of being on cycles. We're not due for a cycle, though. Okay! And so if you want to take it out into the sun, literally just leave it out in your front fucking yard on the concrete and something hot or black outside, if you do, it will melt faster. I made a lot of crowns. And a lot of these crowns I'm already, through a lot. And a lot of them are brown because I've been using brown a lot to outline a lot of my sketches and drawings and pretty deer ladies. Because if you don't know how to draw pretty deer ladies, this is black. I also been collecting all the crown nubs and crown shavings in jars, and I do mean all of them, to the point of quite often when you draw with crowns and you have pressure, like me, you end up with these little shavings on the paper. And I have been picking them up with my finger pad and doing this motion into the jar. Because I'm truly, I can't stand the fact that we are living in a world where the amount of crowns is okay and what they're made of is okay. Um, I would much rather them be made of a natural byproduct, but clearly we can't do that. So the least we can do is reduce it. Because guess what? If you continuously melt crowns over time, they will reduce. You know why? Because you're using them. They will reduce downwards. It's like an upside down pyramid. Okay. So let's talk about reduce, reuse, recycle, right? Ooh, I just kicked my thing because I'm leaning back now. This is a triangle. This is all the stuff we have. If we use all that stuff and then take the parts that are still usable from that stuff and reduce it down, what's going to happen? It's going to get a little smaller. And if we do that again, what's going to happen? It's going to get a little smaller, a little smaller, a little smaller until you have one thing. And then you can go to somewhere else and buy all the things that are on like level 1, level 2 and do that again. That's how we save all the space on our planet. Because if you haven't noticed, we're running out of space. And I don't mean that in like everything isn't industrialized. I mean, us as a species are running out of space. And while I have my own beliefs that no two people should have more than one child at this point because there's truly too many fucking people, and that we need to slim down the human population by, I don't know, like 44 billion, just cut it in half. I'm not a dictator. I'm not going to tell you how many kids you should have. I am going to inform you of the fact that having kids is expensive. There's a bunch of kids in foster care systems and adoption systems and that are very depressed and need a home. There's millions of kids in systems all over the world that are prone and victim to trafficking. So if you're thinking about having a baby right now, because the baby didn't born, I should have a baby. Think about the little babies all around the world that don't really get to have a mommy or a daddy and a mama or a daddy and a daddy or just parents or grandparents or family at all. But my bloodline, your bloodline doesn't matter. The original royal family bloodline could be gone. They suspect that someone at some point lied. At any point, at any time, someone in your family could have lied. Your original bloodline could be dead. Just completely. Just bye-bye. Unless you're someone like the fucking Rothschilds, which don't... There's a lot of conspiracies that they're way worse than they are, but there's also a lot of truth to they might be way worse than we think. So I'm not getting into that. A lot of it, though, is very weird and targeted for stuff they can't exactly control. It's very sympathetic when you target them. But let's take them for example. We know for an absolute fact that they are the direct bloodline of like 10 siblings from a strip in Europe and a all Jewish like street of like 500 families. We know that for a fact. We know where those 5 boys went. We know where their children kind of went. And in the modern day sense, we kind of know where all their descendants are. We don't know that for your family. Let's say that your great great grandmother had an affair, no one knows, no one cared. That would mean what? That would mean what? You bloodline must be pure crazy ass. That would mean what? That would mean you're not the direct bloodline. That would mean you're someone else's fucking bloodline that you have no idea. You don't know. So please, I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. Look into adoption. Look into the world. If we can get just even even the birth rate down for like the next 20 years. Just drastically. But what will happen? What will happen? They will have to hire people because there won't be a surplus of people. And what else will happen? There'll be more room for each individual fucking person. In theory, I, but truly, there is so much going on in the world that little stuff like the crown stuff, is very important. And you might not think it's important. But I'm sitting here telling you, as a woman with blue eyeshadow and a lot of blush and the sun on her face, it's important. Making the little things like the eco bricks, it's important. Doing shit like that with plastic bags, that's important. If you don't even crochet, eco brick your bags. I don't fucking care. Doing all that stuff is important. We're running out of space and we're running out of food. And frankly, the whole world's running out of money if you haven't noticed. And so yeah, buy secondhand crowns. Go to secondhand craft stores and purchase your stuff there. There's too much stuff to do this. There's a country over in Europe, I think it was like Sweden or Dutch or some one of the places with all when you think blonde people in hills. One of those places. I think it was Sweden though. Maybe it was Norway? I don't know. They're all the same place to me. I slept through freshman geography, obviously. They ran out of trash. You're probably thinking, what? They ran out of trash. What? They recycled so much fucking trash that now they are taking trash from other countries and recycling it for a profit. Huh? They recycled so much that they have no more to recycle. Comprehend that. Comprehend if you recycled, even as yourself, in whatever fucking country, anywhere in the entire fucking world. If you recycled so much that you could go to your neighbors and go, can I please have your recycling? Can I please have your trash? I would like to recycle more. Granted, I'm kind of already at that point in my life. It's a great feeling, I will tell you that. It's fucking addictive. And that's coming from a lady that really likes pills. We're not going to talk about that. But imagine. Fucking imagine that. Fucking imagine. Imagine! I'm sorry, I'm being exasperated. Someone's walking down the hall. So much. They have no pollution. I mean, they might still have some pollution. But imagine a world where we have like 80% less pollution. What? So I beg of you, please, go to all the secondhand stores, go to all the craft stores, go to all the thrift stores. Stop purchasing from the big stores. If you have even so much as a fucking window in your home, in your room, in your parents' home, and if you live with your parents and they have a yard, start gardening everything. If you live in a place that's you can grow leeks and turnips, I highly encourage you grow leeks and turnips. I will live through you because I do really want to grow leeks and turnips just so I can have like turnip cake. I've never had a turnip, but I'm imagining like a strawberry turnip cake with like sugars and stuff. Ooh, grow sugar cane. That's another thing. If you can get a system in place to grow sugar cane. Fucking grow sugar cane. I'm not waking the cat up. I'm very relieved. Truly, do everything in your power to do all these things. And you're probably like, I can't do it. I have no time. I don't know, put a fucking plant in your shower with you. I don't know. Trust me. Once you start, you will find the time. It will be fine. The fucking wind today, Jesus. And on that note of everything and everyone should be doing more to help. I love all of you so much. This video was really fun for me to film today. I really like my makeup today. I think I look cute as a fucking button. And on all of these notes of everything in the entire world, I love you. I love you. Kisses. Be good people, spread peace, get a peace tattoo. Be expressive. Be you. Be where the fuck you are in this world. And truly, even though, like me, like I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my mind. My mom had to feed the cat. Be good people. Be unique people. Be exactly who the fuck you are. I love you so much. Every single one of your little souls. I do. I really, really do. I will always be right here. Bye. I love you.